We are the only channel which has traveled to a town that is called Moreh, which is on the Indo-Myanmar border. Now, Moreh has now been reduced to a ghost town with houses and shops that have been razed to dust. As streets are now barren and empty except for a security picket post, we're merely 3 kilometers from the border. Here, even when it comes to the PDG, terrorists from Myanmar have now joined the local militia to attack the security forces. Locals have been telling us that after the 3rd of May ethnic clashes, some of the locals from a community who fled the area as well. The local militia, which is now armed with semi-automatic pistols, then came and razed the town down to ashes. Times Now's Priyank Tripathi on the ground there in Manipur getting us this report.
Times Network has reached to the most worst riot-affected area where the ethnic groups have been clashing with each other. This area is known as Moreh, which is on the Indo-Myanmar border. And as you can see, the smoke is still coming out from these houses which were targeted by the members of the other community. This was a house which was left by those residents who feared that the other ethnic group will come and attack them. And because of that, there was a police picket also which was placed there. That green color place was a police picket where the paramilitary forces and other security personnel were also trying to keep a tab on. But unfortunately, what happened a day before can clearly be seen here. All these evidences of human civilization, the almirahs, the bed, the air conditioning, everything has been gutted down under fire. And all these shops, if you can see, these shops are the ones which were also targeted yesterday. We have been told by the officials in the government that they are fearing that there was a group which came out from the other side of the border, and because of them these clashes started happening, and very semi-automatic and automatic pistols were used by them. We can see on the ground it's certainly something serious which shows that how this town has been looking like a ghost town. There is no one who has come up here. Those ethnic groups who have been staying in Moreh have gone back to their houses, but those who have left their houses will have nothing even if they will come back to the same location.
And perhaps one of the most telling frames is that of a tiranga that still seems to be hanging amid the ravages of a ghost town. Watch this another report that Priyank has filed from a former servicemen welfare association.
The Indian flag on the border of India and Myanmar at Moreh is only representative of the picture that still the law of the land exists here. But looking at the situation on the ground, we are afraid to tell you that what is happening here is certainly uncalled for. We are at the ex-servicemen's Welfare Association's office, which has been blocked by the residents because they don't want that the pride of the country, those warriors of the country, should be disrespected. Everything has been burned down, gutted down under the fire because of the firing which happened from both the sides. All these houses which belong to members of one community who had left this location post the violence on 3rd of May had to leave this location. Very deliberate planning was seen here on the ground, which has resulted to this kind of violence.
Well, getting you more ground reports as Times Now also had a word with some of the youth there, as the trauma that they have been facing will perhaps never be erased. Right now, all they want is peace.
The fear on the faces of these youngsters is quite clearly seen because they are not aware of what is happening around them. The visuals of the disaster is certainly something which they are,
करते रहे। हम लोग चाहता है कि कमांडो को गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से कमांडो को लेके जाओ। हम लोग भी मोरे की शांति के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने कमांडो को ले जाओ, इस मोरे से हटाओ।
I think for 6-7 years we will suffer a lot because we have to start it from the very beginning. Since we already stopped in the mid. So example, like if let's say I finish my master, then I can't finish because still 1 year I have to do exam. Then I have to start it back again. If the government even give us separate state also, then I have to renew it again. Then I think at least 6-7 years children in the future will be destroyed.
Well, let's get you another report from the Trade Center, where once it was a symbol of economic prosperity, today it lives and in a heap of ash, as it is now turned out because of the violence.
We can still see that the smoke is coming out from the fire which was caused by the angry protesters who barged inside this trade center. This is a trade center which is on the India-Myanmar border. This is one of the most important route to communicate with Myanmar, and this was used since more than decades by many businessmen. But what happened on here on Wednesday can clearly be seen when a group of angry mob barged inside this trade center. Not even that, they were also attacking the business houses, the hotels, everything which could earn and generate revenue for the people of Moreh or Manipur has been gutted under this particular fire which was caused by them. If you can see these are the shops which have been totally burned down.